You know, from the first meeting I had with the leadership, I was really impressed with just the overall mission and energy of the association and the overall passion that the leaders had, not only for their profession, but for their organization. I was also really impressed with just the priorities that the board and the leadership had set for the future they wanted to build for the organization and the type of leader they wanted to help bring them there. So those priorities really kind of all centered around partnership. You know, partnership, what they wanted to bring on board was a partner that was going to help them build that community, continue fostering that engagement with the members. Partnership that would help build that collaboration amongst staff and the volunteer leadership and the overall membership. That partnership was key. And then ultimately that partnership's about continuing to build and grow the financial stability and growth of the organization by bringing to life new products, opportunities, and services in a way that's going to continue to build and engage and advance the profession. So I didn't really see it so much as changing the culture, but more about bringing the culture to life. The organization already had really strong mission and values in place, and what we wanted to focus on was bringing to life those values and setting out a picture and a vision for what those values meant, what our desired culture was, and how we could bring that to life every day through every interaction and every opportunity possible. So it was really about bringing it to life and bringing it to the forefront of how we operated. It really kind of comes back to that partnership again. It's that collaboration and partnership. And it's the collaboration between the board and the senior leaders. And it's really about having conversations that it's not just about what one person knows or one group knows versus the other. It's that collective talent and energy that we both sides bring, both parties bring to that really creates the energy for us to do more. So it started with that partnership and that collaboration with the board and the senior leadership. And then it's about bringing that collaboration and ensuring we're building our staff teams around that. We've got a team of 100 staff here, and so we wanted to continue ensuring that collaboration was first and foremost in our interactions with our staff teams. So we really are working on continuing to talk about our organizational goals and what it is we're doing every day and how everybody here has a piece in our success. It's not just one person's responsibility to achieve a certain goal or certain directive, but everybody here is a really important piece of that. And we talk a lot about bringing that to life. So we rally people around the goals. We really talk in multiple interactions about each individual efforts, how they're working to advance our goals and our cultures. We're having examples, we're giving rewards, awards, recognition, a lot of different ways that we're using to bring to life that collaboration among the team that really gives that energy and that rallying cry for everybody to want to do more. Through the work we've done with WorkXO and Charlie Judy specifically, it gave us a great framework and a partner to help us set the vision for where we want to go based on where we currently are. So it's a great format of data and entry points for you to talk about key culture markers and identify where you are in your operating culture and identify kind of desired growth patterns, and then talk about what things you can put into place in order to help improve in those specific areas. And also important was recognizing where you're really good at and making sure that you're not losing sight of those. So one that was really strong for us is this passion, the passion that our members and our staff have for our mission. That's a really high driver of everything we do. And we need to make sure we're not losing sight of it. It's really what the whole organization is about. It was really affirming to see that come up so high, and we continue to do the testing against the culture markers and see that as high as it was, it keeps growing. And so we feel really proud about the connection that has back to this overall passion that the organization was started on, and it is really key to where we want to keep going. So the strategies we developed had to do with bringing together a broad-based team of our staff to look at the data and talk about what it meant, talk about their perceptions of where we are and where we want to be based on that data, and help them build that roadmap. And so we called them sprints, and so they chunked up little pieces of that data analysis or key drivers and said, okay, this is when we want to move the needle on. So in the next 3 months, we're going to focus on, enhancing the way we deliver communication across the organization. And we're going to, survey what everybody's doing. We're going to come back and share that information. We're going to come up with Also conversation around how we could do it better, and then come back with some specific recommendations. But what was really important about that, it wasn't me doing it, and it wasn't even the senior team doing it. It's the entire team doing it. It's that collaboration of the team, looking at where we are, talking about how we can get to where we want to go. You know, it was really important for us to have a physical workspace that really brought to life the mission and the vision of the organization, and the passion and the energy that the members had for their organization. So, you know, standing here looking around, that's exactly what we built. So when you walk in, you can tell our values are represented right behind, front and center for everybody to see. We built this beautiful 20-foot timeline that really brings to life our history, our nearly 50-year history of milestones that got us to where we're at right now. We have a whole wall dedicated to our founders and the two women who came together nearly 50 years ago as a founder of this organization, and really set the ball into motion, who dreamed really big, and really proud to see how big that dream got realized. We have another wall dedicated to our members in action. There's over 200 photos of our members doing the types of things that emergency nurses are doing, and our profession is doing, and our association is doing. So from the minute you walk in, you're surrounded by this really rich legacy and energy. So an additional piece that was really important for us was to really promote our values of collaboration. And so we really wanted our physical space to allow us to work in that way. And so we wanted to create this positive work environment and this positive workspace that would allow people to come together to collaborate, to innovate, and to build those teams. And so all around the building, we have tried to build those opportunities. So we have, certainly everybody has their own individual workstation, whether it's a station or an office, but we have over 26 different meeting rooms and open collaboration areas that really organically drive people to working together. And it provides everybody a choice. So we know the way people are working now, one size doesn't fit all. And so we want to provide options for our staff to maximize their own individual contributions and to really capitalize on how we can bring the teams together and maximize the team energy. So we have some innovative space with, you know, a lot of use of whiteboards and open stand-up areas. We have adjustable height seating. We have configurations in every room that look a little different. So if, you know, one afternoon you want to have a more casual meeting with teammates sitting in a more lounge feature, we have that kind of conference room. If another one you need to just close the door and have a private phone conversation, we have a number of those that way. If you feel like you want to get a little exercise, we even have a standing treadmill desk that people can go and do some reading, or some say can be on the phone during their treadmill workout, but I don't think that's been tried out yet. We built this great cafe area that really brings people together in so many different forms and functions, and we made it functional but fun, and just the design is aesthetically pleasing, so people want to go there. And then I think the last thing that was really important and a driver for us was light. You know, our old space was dark and cramped, and people couldn't find each other. You really couldn't work together, and here you just can't help but do it. We have light coming through all the windows, great sight lines here that we really maximized in the design, and we really feel that has had a huge impact on how our staff are operating as well. Was, you know, where to put the boardroom. The space we're in is a renovated space of a previous occupant, and so there was rooms everywhere, and the boardroom in the old building was right off the front door. You just turn in and go to the boardroom, and we intentionally wanted to change that up. So we really wanted people to come through the building, see staff, see the energy of the building, and really use the entire building. So we built the boardroom back through the building. You go through the front door, you go all the way to the back, and you go up the stairs. So it's in the back corner of our building that really allows for that movement through the building. And we built kind of a whole suite as it relates to the boardroom. So there's a pre-function area there. There's a small cafe that allows for different conversations to happen outside the boardroom in a seating area versus a island workspace area. Small little kitchen there, a desk there that folks can plug in and print off or connect any way they might need to. Of course, we have the technology enabled everywhere. And then our boardroom really lends to, you know, having and hosting not only board meetings, but committee meetings and larger groups in this really great, dynamic, bright space that has all of the pre and existing functionality that you need for it. Allows people to come together in different ways. So we have our all staff meetings there, so we bring everybody together. We have screens that come down where we can share presentations. We have audio set in there that we can microphone if needed. We have small little workspaces in there that can be set off from the rest of them or can be opened up to be included in it, as well as individual tables at different heights and different configurations. So we have all our teams coming together. There's a ping pong table, there's a door leading to a patio that is a great site for people to work outside, as well as to bring some of our events outside. But we also are finding team lunches, we're finding, challenges going on there. People might want to have a different scenery for working, and they'll just go, take their computer and work in one of the bench areas that we have there. So we're finding people using that space in so many different ways, which was really exciting to see how it's being used, which is how it was a port to plug into. We have these really cool airline pods, we call them. There's these private little individual workstations that folks can take their computer, plug in, and it's almost like you're sitting in a first class airline seat where you have, there's kind of a cone around you that kind of deadens the noise. You have all the technology you might need, and it gives you this comfortable, quiet space for you to be able to maybe not take a phone call, but to really do some quiet work there that gets you away from your individual workstation, but still feels like it's a separate, individual, more unique space. The executive suite, as we said, the cafe, that's the area that is just there for us to do all sorts of different functions. And so we have Friday fun days, we have fire pit days, not now, but we, in our patio, we built that outside space that we're bringing our teams together, and we bring snacks and drinks out and say, let's end the week here, let's have a toast, let's, bring the community together. We do that regularly. It's a great bonding experience. Folks are, sometimes we have to tell them to go home, which is kind of a unique scenario for us.
I'm Bridget Walsh. I'm the Chief Governance Officer here for Emergency Nurses Association. I have worked here for coming up on 15 years and love every minute of my time here. So we really wanted to be about our mission, our team, that collaboration. We strive for good balance and innovation, and we wanted that to be present in our organization. And so when you think about collaboration, when you work in a space that's a lot of dark hallways and segmented areas, it doesn't inspire people to come together. I think we can, and I think that this project, getting us to Schaumburg, is the model for us. We had a strong core team of the right people to guide the project, but then we also had other teams come together. So you had a work team that kind of came back to the core team. So you had people who were contributing based on their talents, their expertise, their area of interest, but they weren't caught up in a weekly meeting for 2 hours all of the time. It wasn't taking such what can happen, I feel like, with a big project where you're trying to do the project by meeting. You've got everybody around the table trying to solve the issue or move something forward. We were very nimble and agile, bringing people in and out as we needed them, but always at the core was that core team. That didn't change, and that group stayed together. And that really, between that and the communication, I think really sets for us how we can do something like this again. I mean, we did a lot at what time. We not only moved, but we rebranded, and that was another big team and another big initiative. And we did all of this and moved in less than a month before our annual meeting, which is also a huge project with, again, a core team, good communication, and offshoot teams that are really about specific targeted accomplishments.
I'm Carolyn Stegvik, and I am the advertising sales manager, and I've been at ENA for 3 years. Well, it means, again, collaboration is huge, but also work-life balance and the ability to really bring out the best in ourselves in the ways that we can help emergency nurses as a whole. So what's helped us here, especially in the new space, is we really feel that this gives a balance of working together or working by myself if I want to. The openness in the building really translates, I think, into an openness of our culture, which has always been there, but this building has brought it out even more. And what I love about working here versus places where I've worked before that didn't have those values is I really feel, personally, I feel valued, and I feel that I bring a lot to the table. ENA, obviously, its mission, to me is very important. I love working for a company that really truly helps others in what they do, and that brings kind of a work-life balance to the situation, which not all companies do. Oh, she's great. I love Nancy. You know, she came aboard about 6 months after I got here. And what I love about her is she brings Nancy's interesting. She's kind of hard-nosed practicality, but at the same time, she really understands the human side of things. She's very calm in her decision making. She really sees things from all sides, but she's not afraid to make change. So I love that about her. She embraces change and she understands where we need to go in the future as an organization in helping nurses. And I try to bring that to my team by embracing change myself, not being afraid to make mistakes and try new things to see what works.
My name is Andy Tippett. I am the Director of Marketing for ENA. I think this new space is incredible, because let's think about some of the challenges that organizations face, such as the Emergency Nurses Association, other associations, or really any other organizations. They have ideas, they have innovation, but how do you take those ideas, how do you take those innovative concepts, and then actually bring the whole team together to get that proper collaboration? One of the ways to do it is whiteboarding. As you can see, what we have here is all of these ideas, concepts, and ways to achieve our goals, but we can do it in a collaborative nature. We can do it by bringing all the groups together, and this content can actually evolve as it's being built out. Now, one of the advantages within our new facility is that these entire walls are all whiteboard space, allowing almost unlimited collaboration and unlimited ideation.
It's absolutely not something that you just do, right? It's how we work. It's daily how we work. And so we're approaching it, it is daily how we work. And everything we do, we're being mindful of culture, from our meeting agendas where we have culture check-ins at the senior team level. We have our quarterly goals that our team set and we measure against include culture drivers. We are continually trying to put culture front and center in every interaction we have and every new opportunity we have. So it's really important for us to continue finding ways to bring that to life every day so that we can really continue living our values. You know, I'm going to go back to partnership. You know, for me, I believe it really starts with that partnership. You know, you need to build that shared vision and that shared purpose of where you want to go. Let your people help you define that and build it, but then go design accordingly and continue to build your champion. So involve as many people as you can in that process, not only in the decision, but all the steps along the way. So communicating regularly in terms of what decisions have been made, why they've been made, paint the picture for what the future will look like. You know, we found, you know, some of our most successful opportunities were recognizing that maybe some of the fear people had was just because they didn't know what it was going to look like. And if we could bring on samples of things we were looking at, if we could show pictures, if we could bring the teams over here and show progress. We did videos, we did tours, continually showing how the vision was coming to life was really helpful. So it's building that partnership, obviously from the start in terms of the vision and where you want to go, but then continuing to build your champions along the way. I think another important piece of it was finding good partners that match your vision and can help you bring that vision to life. That was very important for us, our vision, so we similarly wanted to have partners on board with us that had similar values and vision in terms of how they operate and what they could bring to the table for us.